Flight of Dragons, a great movie based on a great book. The book Flight of Dragons is actually a detailed textbook explaining the physiology of different types of dragons as if they were real creatures. The movie takes a very creative twist on the book. Since there was no real grounds for a story, the movie was based around a fantasy adventure featuring the author of the book, Peter Dickinson. It also featured some big-name actors like John Ritter, Larry Storch, famous voice actor Don Messick, and James Earl Jones. Hey, who else are you going to get to voice your villain when your budget extends beyond Tim Curry? The main plot of the movie revolves around man's reliance on science and logic, causing the realm of magic to lose its powers.
Be careful with your machines, I say. Who's making all that rumpus?
It's that balmy old gent what lives upstream.
Your motors must not crowd out all magic, or the world is lost.
Your spinning water device is blasphemy! One of the top wizards of the world, named Carolinus, begins to notice his powers starting to fade, so he summons his fellow wizards to discuss what can be done about this growing problem.
My brother Solarius is the Blue Wizard, lord of the depths and the heights. His realm is outer space, deepest ocean, highest mountain. And my brother Lotajal, the Golden Wizard. His realm is light and air. He is lord of transcendence, healing, contemplation. My last brother, Omadon, the Red Wizard, lord of the devil's domain, seducer of darkness, master of that heartless magic the world calls black.
Omadon is the bad guy, in case you can't tell. Carolinus reveals his plan to create a magical biodome where all the magical beings can exist separately and in secret from the world of man.
You would defeat science and logic with a foolish retirement village?
The world, though it does not realize it, cannot do without magic. For example, man hears of the dragon's invulnerable skin, and lo, he makes armor, battleships, tanks. A fairy flies, and furiously jealous man himself defies gravity with machines he will call airplanes. A magician looks into his crystal and sees and hears halfway across the world. Ah, says man, if only it could be so. And centuries from now, he conjures up miracles, but calls them radio and television. And don't even get me started on the internet.
The other wizards agree to his idea, but Omadon has his own plan.
I will infest the spirit of man so that he uses his science and logic to destroy himself. What havoc I will raise. Turn brother against brother. Greed and avarice shall prevail. And those who do not hear my words shall pay the price. I'll teach man to use his machines. I'll show him what distorted science can give birth to. I'll teach him to fly like a fairy. And I'll give the ultimate answer to all his science can ask.
Oh God, he's gonna create the Republican Party! Ah! Because the wizards are forbidden to fight each other, in order to stop Omadon, Carolinus must put together a group to go after him and take his magical crown. Before he leaves, the other two wizards give him some magic items, a shield that can deflect black magic, and a flute that will put dragons to sleep. There was a sword too, but you need at least 5 hearts before you can use it. So Carolinus travels to the future to find a brave leader for the quest. Finally we meet Peter, a scientist from the 20th century with an obsession for dragons. As Carolinus observes him, he notices something familiar about the board game he created.
The piece the pawnbroker is playing with is Omadon. And there's me. And my brothers. Dickinson's piece is you. And in the background, Princess Melisande. My God, it's as if he knows us, like he wrote a book or something.
So Carolinus visits Peter and brings him back to the realm of magic, where they meet the dragon Smeargle, who accidentally barbecues them.
I'm riding a blooming dragon!
What you call me?
Ow!
Just kidding. It turns out Peter loves it.
I've just been singed by dragon fire. What a great way to travel.
They make it to Carolinus' house where Peter meets his pet dragon Gorbash and his adopted daughter Melisande. Hi, obvious love interest!
My fairy princess. Oh, I made her everything I'd ever desired in a woman.
Spoken like a true nerd! Later on, Carolinus sits down with Peter and explains their situation.
They say it is because I am a man of science?
Well, aren't you?
I was at first. Honor student, scholarships, awards, grants, research. But how it all bored me. Who could ponder equations when he had the chance to imagine dragons? So I turned my back on it all and started on my book, The Flight of Dragons.
Wait. You're a college graduate with a degree and receiving government grants, and you turn your back on all of that for dragons?
I'm the biggest idiot ever.
You know, you can have your career without having to sacrifice your interests. Never walk away from a good thing. One day you might find yourself reviewing stuff on the internet.
Flight of Dragons. Yes. Yes, here it is. The Flight of Dragons by Peter Dickinson.
It's impossible. That's not even half finished.
Of course not. This is my library of unwritten books. Beowulf, The Idylls of the King, Gulliver's Travels, The Tempest, Alice in Wonderland, The Wizard of Oz.
And over here is the complete Harry Potter collection. It's where I got the idea for my magical biodome. Later on, Omadon's dragon Briog shows up to kidnap Peter, but Gorbash attempts a rescue while at the same time Carolinus tries to cast a spell to bring him back. Unfortunately, Carolinus gets the spell wrong, which leads to an unfortunate situation.
What? Melisande!
I am here, brother.
Brother?
What is it, child? Does he know where Peter...
He is Sir Peter.
Well, of course I'm Peter.
By the beards of antiquity! I went and merged them!
Wow, you know, for one of the top wizards in the world, you kinda suck.
Terribly sorry.
Well, the quest must go on, so while Carolinus figures out what went wrong, Smeargle tries to teach Peter how to live like a dragon. In one really great scene, Smeargle tries to explain to Peter how dragons take flight and breathe fire, while Peter interprets it scientifically. We next meet Sir Orin Neville Smythe, a knight who is a friend of Carolinus that will be joining them on their quest.
Care to join me, Sir Peter? No, I suppose not. All big dragoned as you are, must be most annoying.
He's voiced by the late Bob McFadden, and guess who else he voiced?
It's me, Snarf!
Wow, that is quite a leap in voice acting ability. Kudos.
Not at all, old chap.
Sir Orin is a total badass. He tells Peter about the time he took down Briog literally with his bare hands and rescued a newborn Gorbash. He does have one small flaw though.
Popped in on my old friend Carolinus. Found he'd adopted an enchanting daughter. Gave her the little dragon. I made a vow to fall in love with Melisande.
Mr. Hanson, we need you again!
Sir, why don't you take a seat right over there?
Mind out of the gutter, buddy! You're a warrior, damn it! Along the way, they're joined by a few others. Arog, a talking wolf, Giles, some kind of tree elf, and Danielle, an archer who takes a liking to Sir Orin. Oh good, an older woman to keep his priorities straight. Wait. Yeah. As they get closer to Omadon, they decide to stop at an inn for the night.
Oh, wine?
Wine not.
That's the joke.
But in the night, an ogre kidnaps Sir Orin and Danielle, and now it's up to Peter and Smeargle to fight off the ogre and rescue them.
What are you doing?
Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Smeargle intervenes and manages to take him out, but unfortunately it was at the cost of his own life.
What a grand way to finish a glorious life.
I'm crying on the inside. They finally reach Omadon's realm, but he takes notice of them and sends some kind of depression cloud to stop them.
Press on, you say? What's the use? The cause is hopeless.
I am just a little man, but my foolishness is great. I belong in the trees, the forest, not here.
My arrows, no matter how true, what good are they here?
It doesn't matter. What does matter is you need to believe in yourself.
Abraham Lincoln is right, you guys. You can't give up now. Peter uses the magic shield to repel the dark magic, and everyone comes back to their senses. Of course, Omadon is enraged by this and sends his army of dragons after them.
Go forth, and death be thy destination. Doom.
I'm gonna sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
But before the dragons can reach them, they use the magic flute to put them all to sleep. However, Peter, being trapped in the body of a dragon, also falls asleep. Suddenly, Briog, somehow unaffected by the spell, attacks the group, but Sororin gets a rematch and takes him out once and for all. Omadon shows up thinking he's won, but Peter manages to free himself from Gorbash's body and proceeds to beat him to death with science!
I can do anything. Test me. Allow me to reach up and pluck down the sun.
You can't do that.
Why?
7 heads and each one a simpleton. Don't you know what you reach for isn't in that position anymore?
The sun is the sun. I can see where it is.
Where it was, Pipsqueak. Any schoolboy knows that light travels at 186,300 miles per second. What you see is the sun's position 8.5 minutes ago. A body in motion tends to stay in motion. Protons have 1,832 times the mass of electrons. All light is bent or refracted as it goes from one medium to another, save in a direction perpendicular to the interface between the two mediums. These may result from the selective action of external conditions upon the variations from their specific type which individuals present. Gravity varies as to the inverse square of the distance. The velocity of light is equal to the wavelength times the frequency of vibration. The geometrical properties of the space-time continuum are determined by the masses present in space and time.
It's a well-known fact that evil's one weakness is book learnings. Omadon is brought down, but he attempts to summon all the darkest forces in the world.
Come, devils, witches, demons, ogres, trolls, sandmax, harpies, ghouls, sorcerers.
But Peter retaliates by unleashing the most powerful weapon known to man. Nerd Rage!
Come algebra, anatomy, astronomy, biology, chemistry, geology, geometry, mathematics, meteorology, mineralogy, oceanography, paleontology, physics, psychology, sociology, trigonometry, and zoology.
And with that, Omadon is defeated. Everyone awakens and peace is finally restored. But because Peter had to favor science over magic to defeat Omadon, he was sent back to his own world.
Ye gods! Solid gold! You can live off this for years! Travel, Europe, Asia, cruises!
No. I'll be satisfied with a cottage, surrounded by trees near a stream. Like one I used to know.
The one I knew of for all but a day. Oh, but wait!
Oh, can I help you, miss?
Melisande!
Yes, Melisande has joined Peter in the real world because apparently magic can give people a life, an identity, and a social security number. I guess we've greatly underestimated magic. Well, that's Flight of Dragons, and what can I say? It's a classic. To this day, it's still a good film. The characters were likable, the animation is nice, especially for the time, and the whole conflict between science and magic can make for a great story.